Hello, Michael with Land Pride. Today we're going to show you the setup and calibration for our BB30 with a Trimble Earthworks GO 2.0 system. Let's get started. Okay, before we do the install, let's show you what comes with this kit. The first black case we have here is going to be our Earthworks GO 2.0 kit. It's going to have 3 different boxes to attach onto your BB30, plus all the cables. The next case that you'll get will be your receivers. You'll have 2 receivers, 1 for each side. Then you have your 2 cables. You have to make sure that you order 2 cables when ordering this system. So that way you have 1 for the left and 1 for the right. Our final case that we have is going to be our laser system. Now, if you already own your own laser, you don't need this. But if you're starting from scratch, you will need to order this with the kit from Land Pride. You can also order a tripod that can go with this so that you can set it up on higher ground. So let's go ahead and let's get into installing on our BB30. So we're going to come with these 3 different boxes. Our one that does not have any writing on the box is going to go out on the nose. Our center one here is for our receivers. We're going to put it right in the middle of our BB30. Our final one is going to have Trimble across the box. This one is going to go on the back end of our BB30 closest to the cab. Now, we're going to have 3 different wiring harnesses. We have to pay attention to our wiring harnesses because you're going to have a yellow tape on one end. And what does that mean? That means we pay attention to our boxes and you'll see a yellow ring around it. That's where this yellow one goes. Then we have little magnets on here to help secure it on the unit. We'll take our next one, find our yellow end. Now the final cable is going to look a little different. We're going to have our yellow end on one end, but then we're going to have a plug on the other. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to put our yellow end into the Earthworks GO 2.0 box. Then we're going to find our wiring harness on our BB30 and pull the plug out, and we're going to connect this other end into there. And then once again, we're going to secure with our magnets. And now we are ready to put our receivers on the unit. As you can tell, I've already put our left one up there. This is a simple, you unscrew it, you pop it out. We're going to go around the pole, lock it back in, and tighten it up. For now, we're going to leave these low so we can connect our cables. Then once we fire the machine up, we will move them up to get them in line with our laser. So we're going to take our cables. We're going to have 2 different ends on them. The smaller end, we're going to put on our receiver itself. We'll do a wrap or 2 around the mast pole just to help with the cable not getting in the way. Now, when we come over here to our receiver box, we have to pay attention to our left and right. The receiver box is labeled with an L and an R. And this is going to be as if you're sitting in the cab. So this one right here closest to you, that is going to be our right side. So we're going to put it on the right side on the receiver box. You're just going to push down on it. Now we will take our left. Once again, we're going to wrap around our mast pole a couple times. So now we have our receivers installed. Now that we have our receivers on our mast poles with the cables attached, we've turned our power unit on. We've put our laser, turned it on, leveled to stand. Now we have it up in the air where it self-levels. So we get it as high as possible so we're above the cab. As you can tell, our right receiver, we've already matched it up with the laser. It's right in the middle, so we have a solid red dot. The left one, as you can see, is blinking. So we need to raise or lower it a little bit. So right there. We're going to tighten those down so that they don't move on us. Now we're set up and ready to go. We're going to open our 2.0 app and start our calibration process. Now that we have our Earthworks GO 2.0 installed on our BB30, we're going to go ahead and open our Earthworks GO 2.0 app. And as we pull this up, it will have an agreement that you need to read. And then once you get to the bottom, you can hit the blue check mark and then it'll come up and you agree. For the first time, once you open this, it'll give you kind of an update of what's new in the 2.0 version. You can mark that as red. For the new installation now, we're going to go in the upper right-hand corner. We're going to click on the construction worker circled in blue. And so it's going to tell you everything that we're getting ready to do. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to hit our machine setup. And we're going to come in here and we're going to choose Kubota. Today we are in a CTL. And we have the deluxe joysticks, which would be just like your multi-function joysticks is what it is. So in here, now we can change the name. So since we are in a 75-3, we'll go ahead and name it that. Then we can come in here and change the color of it. So we'll go ahead and choose orange. Everything looks right here to review the machine info. So now we are going to go to the attachment setup. Once again, we're going to go to Kubota. And today we have a BB30 84. And once again, you can change the name if you want, but we're going to leave it as a BB30 84 today. And we'll go ahead and leave the color as black. Once again, review it. Everything looks correct. So now we're going to do a system install. We have already done this in the video, but for the first time when you do this, it will open up the app and it will tell you exactly where everything is going to go on the BB. So it's a great reference for you as a first-time user. So we do have receivers that we are using, and this gives you an overall view of everything that's on the machine and kind of shows you where everything is. And as we click the blue button, it kind of goes through everything individually. So this VCM box that's showing right now should already be installed on your BB30 from the factory right there. Then it's going to show you the box out on the nose. Then your receiver hookup box right in the middle of the frame. And then our final Trimble box at the back of the BB30. Next, it's going to show you all the cords. And then once again, you'll see where that yellow is. And you're going to connect it into the yellow side of the receiver box. Another cord here coming out of the Trimble box that will plug into the wiring harness of the BB30. And then one final cord going to the front box. And once again, there's that yellow stripe and that yellow on the front box. And then the magnets to help secure it to the frame. Then you're going to install those receivers on those mast poles. And here's your cables again going to the receivers. And once again, pay attention to the left and the right and where to plug them in. So now that we are installed, we're going to do a systems check. So at this point, we're going to start our machine. Once we do this, it's going to send power to the comms box to do a systems check. So as we can see, here's our comms box. We're going to go ahead and click it, so because it is available, and then we're going to hit the connect button. It'll ask if we want to pair. We're going to pair. So now we're going to get a systems checklist here. It's going to show us everything that we have attached, our receivers, our sensor box, our comms box, everything that's on here. And if we have green check marks, it means we're good, everything is talking. And now we're going to check our controls inside the cab. So we're going to go to our left-hand joystick in the small round buttons. As we click it, it should go into auto. So this is functioning properly. So we can go ahead and hit the yes button. And if you want to learn more about what buttons do what inside the cab, you can go ahead and click yes. And once again, that's going to show you the left joystick is doing the auto and manual. Then the bottom toggles on both left and right. So the right-hand joystick, the bottom toggle is going to do elevation. It's going to move your blade up and down. The toggle switch on the left joystick is going to do slope. It's going to angle the box blade side to side. And then when you're in the auto feature, you can hold these buttons down to increase your offset targets. So if you hold that button down and go back to your toggle, it will move the degrees up and down. And everything is working as expected. So we hit that blue round circle again, and now we are going to do calibration on this unit. So here's where we will put our level out on the nose of our BB30 to make sure that we are level as we do this. So we're going to put the machine level on the ground, put our level on there, and then we're going to raise it all the way up. And we're going to hit our tape measure in the lower right hand corner. Next, we're going to angle our blade to the left. We're going to take it all the way down to the ground. Barely touch. We're going to come off the ground just a hair. That one is complete. So now we're going to re-level our blade out and lower it back down to the ground. Hit that tape measure again. And so what this is going to tell you is anytime that sensor box moves, you're going to need to recalibrate this. So if you move job sites and you take your boxes off at night or what have you to travel, you're going to want to recalibrate this BB every time that happens. The final setup is valve calibration. So what you can do is you can go in there and you can adjust how fast the valves open and close or how fast the box blade actually moves. We're not going to adjust those today, but that is possible, we can do. So now the install is complete. So we're going to hit our blue button again. Hit the blue button again. So now this takes us to the dashboard. And inside the dashboard it's going to tell you what Trimble box you're connected to. It's going to tell you what BB30 you have and what power unit you have. Now, if we hit the setup button, it's going to take us to this screen. Inside this screen, we can choose how we want to run this BB30. Right now, I have the slope sensor is blue. So right now, the only thing that the Earthworks GO 2.0 is controlling is the slope. I would be controlling the elevation manually. Or I can click on both of my receivers, and now we're going to control the elevation auto with the auto setup, and the slope sensor is going to be controlled manually in the cab. Or I can leave one receiver blue and I can hit the slope sensor. Now we're going to control both. So if I hit the blue button again, it's going to take me to this screen. Inside this screen, this is where I set my elevation. So I can raise my elevation. I'm sorry, we're doing slope here. So I can move my slope to, let's go to 2 degrees. And then I can adjust my elevation wherever I want it. So we're gonna raise it, we're gonna put it at 0.22. So now if I hit my auto button inside the CAD, it automatically is gonna move my box blade to those settings that I just put in there. That is pretty much the setup. That is complete. You're ready to go to the field now. You can make adjustments in this as you're moving throughout the job site. That's pretty much it. It's simple as that. Thank you for joining us today. If you have further questions about the BB30 or the Trimble Earthworks GO 2.0, please refer to your operator's manual, landpride.com, or as always, your local Kubota dealer.